My name's Em.
I'm Aaliyah.
And this is our podcast. And today we're going to be talking about sexual assault on campus, how rape culture in the Trump administration is changing the process of sexual assault.
Yes. Okay, so a brief summary of the article that we found. It's about the Trump administration changing the way that sexual misconduct and sexual assaults will be handled within colleges. It's required that there will be live hearings and there will be more protection for the accused students. So, and some people believe that colleges were quick to punish accused students without a fair trial. And then some also argue that they will re-traumatize the victims. And compared to the Biden administration, the live hearings were optional. And during the live hearings, there will be the accused student will be able to cross-examine their accusers through an advisor. And also the changes will narrow the definition of sexual harassment.
So I interviewed Haley the other day, who was our Title IX coordinator on campus, and basically her position is that every single federally funded university has to have a Title IX coordinator. They're basically someone that can implement and oversee the policy of gender discrimination and sexual misconduct policy. So if a student were to report a violation or an allegation of the policy, then Haley oversees both the complaint, the victim or the alleged offender, and both are treated fairly. So let's say one person goes to the gym at 9, the other one cannot go at 9 o'clock. And if that person goes to the gym at let's say, 3 p.m., that other person cannot go to the gym at 3 p.m. So I feel we should talk about how this is going to change Haley's job very much a lot, I would say.
Yes.
And it's changing the Title IX federal civil rights law that we know. Where do you want to start with that? There's a lot.
I think it'll change her job in the way that she will possibly get less reports.
Yeah, definitely
less reports. Because I feel a big thing is having the option if you want to do anything about it or if you don't want to, or anything like that. But I definitely think people will not come to her as much as they normally do.
Right.
And I don't like the live hearing.
Yeah, the live hearing is kind of it. Right now they even do I know Haley does lethal screenings. So any of the answers they say yes to, then they can go through with the process of Title IX regardless. Not even just that, victims now are scared to even sometimes go to Haley. This would just be a complete deterring.
Mm-hmm.
This is deterrence 3, but the victims they're scared because they don't want their parents knowing. That's the very first question that Haley told me, that the victims tell them, are you going to tell my parents? And whatever goes through Haley is confidential with you, the victim, and Haley, and then the offender. It's just it also just plays into rape culture. Mm-hmm. I feel our freshman year class has been really how can I say it's that notion of rape culture. Mm-hmm. This is where it's you see it the most. Mm-hmm. Because I feel at COVID hit 8th grade, whatever, middle school, it kind of just set us back quite a lot.
Yes.
And the college experience that we see of going out to parties and having fun, rape culture's within that.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's so normalized.
Yeah.
That is part of the experience. It doesn't have to be, no.
No, definitely not. What is normalized does not mean it's okay.
Yeah.
And for our definition of rape culture in our podcast today is okay.
Scenario.
Yes, scenario. So going back to the notion of rape culture, let's say an 18-year-old girl, she goes out to party with her friends, she's wearing a crop top, she's a little drunk, and this guy who is from the university comes up to her, and he's hammered. The guy's out. he starts touching her in places that really shouldn't be touching her in places. And her friends ignore it. The girl who is now a victim goes back to her dorm, goes to bed, wakes up, rethinks the situation, and lets it go because boys will be boys. It's not just about rape. Like, it's a whole spectrum of things, and I feel like with this Trump administration and what they're doing is just enforcing rape culture and pushing it onto us.
Absolutely.
And it's terrifying. Like, it's scary.
It's gonna be easier for people who are guilty to get away with it. Or again, like even like the live hearing situation. Obviously, you could like re-victimize the victim if the accuser or if the accused is like, you know, cross-examining them, you know. But again, it's like manipulation tactics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. It's just like really, that just puts them in an awkward situation.
And I feel like for Haley, like when people go to her, there's an option for them to tell her, but also they never have to talk to the perpetrator ever again.
Right, exactly.
But with the live hearing, they would have to.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that kind of like having that person in the same room as you is having a monster in the same room. So you're terrified. You feel like you're cornered. You don't know what to do. Should I tell them the truth or should I just let it go completely?
And I feel like that's where it also goes to like, oh, okay, so you were lying. You know, if someone's like, actually, never mind, like I don't want to do it, then people like victim blaming. And it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, which falls under rape culture, yes. And that's normalized as well. And it's you talked about how like the what was it, the accuser, or no, the accused, my bad, they will have more protection. So
yes, absolutely. And
that also people, they enforce that because colleges or like college campuses, were like what was it, they think it was like the punishment was too like quick on them. We're going into deterrence theory with this, with the swiftness part of deterrence theory. I mean, even the whole entire process, like the whole point is for the perpetrator, we could say perpetrator, the perpetrator does not reoffend, right?
What?
Does not do that again.
With the swiftness of it?
Yeah, because it's like you have severity, certainty, then swiftness. And then like the swiftness of it is like, we're trying to punish you as quickly as we can. And then the severity is like, how severe will your punishment be? It's very, I'm pretty sure it's like severe. And it's like, it's kind of like pushing away the notion of deterring them. Like we're deterring the victim, if anything. That's what I wanted to get through.
I don't understand, right? It's like the whole like fair trial, whatever. But I feel like in a lot of, like, again, like with the manipulation, I feel like if people are accused, most of the time it's not the first time that they've done something like that. I feel like it's not the first time that they've done something like that. And so, I don't know. It just goes back to, like, they get more protection, honestly. They get more protection. Again, like, in rape culture, they already know that they can do this shit. They already know. And it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Especially like the people that are there to help you, they can only do so much because of the law is changing.
Right.
That's what gets me.
Right. So we both agreed that like in the future we would definitely compare like statistical data on Trump and Biden, like the administration, and how many victims reported their cases. Like and it just, or like if like, how can I say this? Sorry. If an RA on campus, let's say, were to report it to Haley, like, I saw this night, like, if the victim doesn't come, Haley can't really do anything about it, yet it's still in the system, but, like, it's under that individual's name. So there's also that, too. Like, how many times would that have happened?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the end of our podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, there's nothing really to enjoy because it's very sad news, but at least you're more informed, if not already, on the situation of rape culture, sexual assault on campuses, and how the Trump administration is completely just obliterating the process of sexual assault. the next podcast. Say bye. Bye!